Good morning, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Welcome to a new day. Today is Thursday, February 4th, 2001. Unemployment numbers were a little bit better than expected. It was a little bit lower than the 830,000 they expected. Before I go on to today's episode, I guess I want to just reiterate something. I know a lot of you see that I make a lot of videos on trading, and it doesn't mean that I think everyone should trade. Now, I know this is obvious because if you watch all my other videos, I talk about most traders lose money. About 80% of people who trade, day trade, option trade, lose money. So, why do I do it? One is I like to prove to people that when you know what you're doing, you can actually make money. Two is if you understand that this is not for you, that's okay. I teach that you should build a core portfolio of something really boring using an index fund. And in fact, most people know you should just buy something like the S&P 500. Other people use something called the total market index, which is over here. If you're a fan of FIRE, you know this one really well. You normally buy something called the Vanguard uh, Total Stock Market Index, or the other one is VTI, which is the ETF. Here you go. Here's another one that's available. So those are the things that we normally teach. Now, why am I stating the obvious? Because if I did a video telling you how to build wealth, and I just said buy that one index fund and that's all you ever need to do, you dollar cost average into it, believe it or not, this channel would be pretty boring. I just have to reiterate that every day. Dollar cost average. Buy the total money market index. You see, the total stock market index will do well. There's really nothing else to say. I can build the same video every day and preach the same message. The other thing is this. Some of you know I'm a dividend investor. Doing videos on dividend are pretty boring. I hold the same company for 20 years. Really, there's not much to say about dividend investing. And can you build wealth? The answer is yes. But they're really boring to watch how it works. I collect dividends every 3 months and I reinvest it and it builds and it compounds. So, what I like to do is build videos where, for those who want to learn more and do other stuff, this is how you could do it. But it's not necessary. Building wealth is really as simple as doing your basic budget, making sure you don't spend more than you make, invest in the simplest things like an index fund, and there you go. You set it, you forget it, and you make money. And if I did a channel like that, all you need is one video and that's it. You never have to produce another one. But I like to produce videos to show you how other people doing it. What other investors are doing. Why should you do real estate? Why should you invest in Bitcoins? Why should you invest in even an insurance product? How do you diversify? After you hit your $2, $3, $4, $5 million or whatever your goals are, how do you reduce the risk? And that's really a harder concept. A lot of people underestimate the reducing of risk. They don't do hedging. They don't do protective moves to protect their wealth. And I like to teach more of the level 102 topics, is what I call it. So with that, let's go on. I'll get off my little soapbox and let's do some trading. First thing I'm going to do is go to this market cap. Cryptos look like they were pretty good. They're holding up. I still like it. So one thing I'm tracking is Riot. Riot is opening down and you see this here. It's actually going down. I may actually do a move here because I think Bitcoins was actually going up and they normally trade in sync. So I may actually do a move because I think what's going to happen is this may actually turn around. So let's see what I'm going to end up doing. What I'm going to try to do is move this up. Normally when it's shortening the time frame, you have to pay money. But I'm going to see if I can get a small credit because I am moving it closer to the strike price. This is a higher risk move, but I am betting that blockchain will not go down anymore and that this will follow the Bitcoin move. It's been moving up the last few days. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, for my next trade, I already have a position in Rocket, and I'll show you that right now. I already collected $194. And what I'm doing is Rocket is actually moving up today, and I want to show you what I end up doing. So here you can see yesterday or 2 days ago, I traded Rocket because what happened was my Rocket was at $24 and I moved it down and out, and you can see by the transaction log. But the most interesting about Rocket is if you look at my last couple weeks, like let's say even the last week and a half, I made $290 here. But if you go even further back, and I'll make sure I pair these up with the numbers over here with the numbers, 111. You see that? I made 440. And if you go back to the beginning of the year, which is anything with a number here, since the beginning of the year, my Rocket trade has already produced $600, and I never owned the stock. And I'm still on the hook to buy 200 shares if it goes below a certain price. So what I'm doing is there's some short squeeze happening on Rocket. It IPO'd at $18. So this company is not very expensive per se. And what I'm doing is I'm not going to roll this out. I'm just going to move it closer to the price and collect some premium, because as you can see, whenever things go against me, I roll it down a little bit, and at some point I'm going to end up buying this stock. But for right now, I don't need to buy anything. I'm just rolling and trying to collect premium using the cash I have. And real quick, what most people don't understand is, why do we do these type of trades? Because if, whoops, I made a typo. Hang on one second. You got to do this, divide it by this, and then you put this in a percentage term. You'll see that I will be making 1.53% on this one trade without really moving up the dates or anything else. So I am making an extra $30 for my initial investment. I am putting myself a little bit at risk because I'm using a cash secure put here. But again, this is the way I'm playing it. I want to make money without really much happening on this particular stock move. And for this one, I'm going to start at 40. It seemed like I'll get it somewhere around 25 cents. We'll see what happens. I'll put in the trade. Here you go. Let's wait. Okay, and you see my Rocket went across at $23. So I got that. Okay, so here's what ended up happening. I end up doing this is a credit spread on Visa. 20 more days. I don't know what it is. 21 days left. I'm normally bullish on Visa, so I'm willing to take this risk. Collected $400 or a little bit under. And, I think Visa will still go up. It was up today. I do have a cover call that I had to row. And then for Bristol Myers, I actually did the opposite on Bristol Myers. I'm moving it. I shortened it by 1 week, but I also had to move it $1 closer to the market price. But I collected a premium. But I do that so I can trade. I rolled this one so far out. I actually pushed it, I think, into June at one point, and then I'm rolling it back closer. Because sometimes I like to do weeklies or 2 weeks. Here's some other stuff that I did the other day. You see I collected. I did Fastly. I moved up the strike price. So basically by doing this, I added $13 or $1,300 back into my pocket. And sure, I netted almost $200 in my pocket on top of that. So that's a $1,500 move. I had to fix UA. Sneakers are looking really good. Nike, Skechers, and Under Armour are moving up. Yesterday I did a new Iron Condor on these SPYs right here. I had to move and roll up my cannabis stuff. So there's a lot of stuff happening right now. The markets are definitely at all-time highs. I just have to roll stuff out. Again, I'm playing a really patient game. I really tell people I'm just trying to make $1 or $2, man. Just not complicated. I don't have to always be right. I can just make a few bucks and consistently, and I'll make money. And here you can see markets look really good. So I'm going to end this video. I'm not going to show you my transaction logs and pasting it in. I actually think I spend so much time doing that. I'm probably only going to do it once or twice a week now instead of doing it every day in a video. And hope you guys can understand why. It just takes a lot of time to always pace and explain every detail of every trade. But you guys trust that I log every trade. Like I said, I'm up to 1,000 trades already. Not 1,000, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I'm up to 150 some odd trades, and again, nothing fancy, man. I'm just trying to $10 here, $20 here, sometimes $30, $40, and I can make money. Don't forget to like, subscribe, Again, I'm a money coach. I help people win with money. I'm one of the few that love to explain the math. Don't always believe that there's one way to do things. If you're open to listening to the math and understanding why some products are good for certain cases and at a certain point in time, that's what I do. I specialize in that. This is why I'm not afraid of Bitcoins. This is why I'm not afraid of investing in EV or space or rockets or investing in biotechs or, right? I have a way to manage risk. A lot of experts don't know how to do that. A lot of them don't know how to do risk management. Some of them don't even know how to hedge. So I do a little bit of everything. I don't bet on one horse. I have told you there's a way to do it where you can bet on 2 or 3 horses. You spread out your bets and you can win. And is it the most optimum? So this is always the question. Is that really the most optimum way to play? And generally speaking, optimum is let's load up on one horse that's called Amazon and I get in at IPO. Now, most people didn't know Amazon was going to do that well. Or let's buy Tesla and load up. What I teach is more of a diversification. You're betting on multiple horses, and if 1 or 2 of your horses become the future Amazon, that $100 or that $1,000 can become a 5 or 10% position in your holdings, and that's how you can make money. Even though it starts off as a small position, it becomes much more valuable as it grows. So don't think that you can't do it. You could do it. For the beginner, you don't need to do any of this. I have always taught and teach. Just use an index fund. Some people are an expert in real estate. Just do that. I teach is let's stick to what you know and what you understand. Don't forget, let's do this $1 at a time. As always, have a profitable day. Bye-bye.